Hello, everyone. My name is Maryanne Campbell, and I'm a research teaching specialist at the New Jersey Safe Schools program at the Rutgers School of Public Health. Thank you for joining this session titled Making Transition Online in Virtual Collaboration with Departments of Labor. So we're going to start off by first talking about our program. So like I mentioned, the New Jersey Safe Schools program is at the Rutgers School of Public Health. And the goal of our program is to reduce risk and occupational safety and health hazards that high school students may face in school or work environments where they spend the most time. So we do this by providing 4 specific professional development trainings for teachers who are looking to supervise students in what we call work-based learning experiences. In New Jersey, they formerly used to be known as structured learning experiences, and this provides students opportunity to work or gain work experience while they're still in high school. So we'll move on to the third slide here. So the 4 required work-based learning supervisory courses that the New Jersey Safe Schools offer in collaboration with the Departments of Labor and Departments of Ed are listed below. So these work-based learning trainings, the second, third, and fourth one were traditionally offered in person. And they were just moved online to the Rutgers Campus Learning Management System at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, so just last year. So we're going to specifically talk about the second course listed here, the New Jersey Wage and Hour, Payment and Child Labor Laws and Hazardous Orders course. So like I mentioned, this course was historically provided online and it was hosted by the U.S. and New Jersey Departments of Labor, the Wage and Hour Division. So this training covered a number of topics, including minimum wage and payroll overview, record keeping requirements and types of unpaid work, common violations and introduction to child labor, employment certificates, which are working papers that minors need in order to work, prohibited occupations and wage orders, wage payment violations, overtime, and wage payment laws. So this is a timeline of the collaboration the U.S. and New Jersey Departments of Labor in order to begin providing this course, which was once in person online. So beginning with mid-March of last year, when COVID-19 pandemic started and the stay-at-home orders began, the in-person training was immediately suspended. So right away, beginning in April and even in the beginning of March, the end of March there, we began to negotiate with the New Jersey Department of Labor about what we could share with participants via an online platform to move this in-person course to online. So they used to present in PowerPoint to participants in the in-person trainings, but we weren't allowed to provide that same PowerPoint online via Canvas, for example. So in May of June of 2020, we made negotiations and we decided that they would be able to record their presentations via Microsoft PowerPoint, and they recorded these PowerPoints and got them to us as MP4 video files. So once we received these video files in early July, the New Jersey Safe Schools program was able to upload these pre-recorded videos to the Rutgers Canvas Learning Management System, and this is where we hosted the course in a modular format. And the course was video-based, and then it had a course evaluation at the end. So we had this up by early July, and then by late July of last year, 85 participants were able to take part in this course. They completed the entire online course, and they attended the virtual live session with the trainers. So features of the online course, it was split up into 2 parts. The first part being the asynchronous learning component and the part 2 being the synchronous learning. So part 1 was this online video-based Canvas course that we were talking about. It takes about 4 hours to complete the course. So in a little bit, I'll show you how the course looks like in Canvas. And then at the very end of the Canvas course, there is a course evaluation in which we ask participants to complete and submit. And it takes about 5 minutes to complete that course evaluation. And as part of that course evaluation, we ask participants that if they have any questions that weren't answered during the video-based course in Canvas, that they could submit them in the course evaluation, and the trainers will be able to answer them during the part 2 synchronous learning, which is what we included as a 1-hour virtual live session with the trainers via Microsoft Teams. So this was the opportunity for questions to be answered and to have any other further discussion that the participants wanted to have with the trainers. And after they completed the part 2 virtual live session with the trainers, they were asked to complete and submit a final course evaluation via psych data. So this was a culminating final course evaluation separate from what was asked in Canvas. So just a breakdown of the asynchronous Canvas course, similar to what was offered in person. It was 9 chapters, each being a different video. You can see the duration of each video in each module. So they had a meet the team video for about 6 minutes, just so they got to introduce everybody that would be talking during the video-based presentations. They had an introduction listing the objectives, which they would cover in the online course. They also talked about minimum wage and payroll overview, record requirements and types of unpaid work, common violations, and introduction to child labor, employment certificates, which are the working papers we mentioned before, prohibited occupations and wage orders, wage payment violations, overtime, and wage payment laws. So very similar to what was provided in person. We wanted to maintain that for the online course. So at this time, I'm actually going to show you how the course looks like in Campbell, as well as the final course evaluation that we had in psych data. So first, we're going to look at the online course in Canvas. It was in modular format, starting with an introduction, course instructions, a breakdown of the chapters that are going to be presented. We had a link, a resource link page, which was redirected them to the pages. Our contact information and objectives to follow. And then the rest are the video-based presentations. So the first one was introduction here. Then we moved on to minimum wage. Chapter 3 was record keeping and unpaid work. Employment certificates and intro to child labor was covered here. Overtime and wage payment laws and violations covered towards the end of the course. And then some additional resources we provided as links here. And then the course evaluation and a note about course completion was at the end. So just, I'm going to click on the Meet the Team just to show you how the video-based module looked like. You won't be able to hear any sound, but just so you could see how it looked like and opened. So that's how it looked like there. And you could see the team members. So the great thing about Canvas was that participants were able to complete this course at their own pace asynchronously. And it took about 4 hours to complete the course, and they were asked to complete this course evaluation at the end. So just a quick preview of what was asked, just so we can gain feedback from our participants and see what we can improve. So how long the course took them to complete, how satisfied they were with different components of the course. And the very last question asked if they had any questions for the Department of Labor, Division of Wage and Hour Compliance, so that it could be answered during the Microsoft Teams session. So that was how the Canvas course looked like. And then the second part of the course was the live session hosted in Microsoft Teams. And at the end of the 1 hour live session, we had a final course evaluation, and that was hosted in Psych Data. So this is a Psych Data final course evaluation. I will start sharing the screen now. Okay, so this was hosted in Psych Data, which is you can create surveys in it and send links so the participants can gain access to it. So similar to the course evaluation in Canvas, but it was specifically for to gain insight to the participants' thoughts on the course overall and the live session as well. So we asked them to confirm their first and last name so we can mail them certificates and make sure their names are written correctly on the certificates. Ask them more questions about different components of the course and their level of satisfaction for each part. Then this section asks questions about the live Microsoft Teams session specifically. So in 2020, we had 6 sessions, 3 on July 23rd and 3 on July 30th at different times of the day so that we could provide participants some different opportunities throughout the day to be able to attend this mandatory live session. So we asked them some questions about what they thought about preparation and organization of the instructions, of the instructors, and the responsiveness of the topic by the instructors, and we were asked them to rate them as poor, average, good, or excellent. Then we asked them overall questions, asking if they would recommend this course to colleagues, what they liked best about the online course, how they can improve it, and if any interest in any other training topics. And then the last question asked for them to provide their home address so we can send them their certificates, especially during the pandemic when these teachers may not have been at their schools as often. It was important that we gain the best mailing address so that they receive their certificates on time. So we're going to go back to the presentation. Okay, So this is based off what we just saw in psych data. These were the results that we gained last year from our final course evaluation. So 85 participants completed this final course evaluation, and the majority of participants for these specific questions that we asked on the left, including what they thought if the course objectives were met, if they would recommend this course to colleagues, responsiveness to questions and concerns, knowledge of topics. The majority of participants were very satisfied with how this course was run, how the objectives were met, and that the majority of them said yes, they would recommend the course to other participants or other colleagues. 84 out of 85 said that they would recommend the course. So it was very successful moving this course online. Everyone was satisfied. As you can see on the left, only one person was perhaps not satisfied with a component or two. So it was great success overall with moving this course online. Next slide, please. So this is the ongoing collaboration that we have with the Department of Labor right now, the New Jersey Wage and Hour Division. So right now, we are offering 7 cohort training periods for participants that they can run still on in January and July of this year. It's run the same way that we ran it last year with some improvements that we made based off some feedback we received, but it's run the same way. First part being in Canvas and the second part being the session in Microsoft Teams with the trainers. And then some future collaboration plans that we have with the Department of Labor include to transition a different course that they normally held in person titled Issuing Officers. So we're going to similarly be transitioning this course online in the spring of 2021 due to the initial success that we had with transitioning the New Jersey Wage and Hour course online last year. So we're going to be working with them again this year, the New Jersey Department of Labor, to get this course online for more participants to take online. Next slide. So any questions and discussion, please feel free to include in the chat. I can answer any questions that you might have. So in the discussion forum or in the chat, please feel free to include them there. And next slide. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And here is our contact information. If you would like to contact us later on, our email is there, our phone number, and our website as well. So feel free to contact any way you would like to, and we'll make sure to get your questions answered. So if no one has any questions, I'd like to thank you so much for attending this session, and feel free to contact us if you'd like.